Right now, little bit interesting. We see a Renata Glask ban into a Melio first pick. No Lucian taken. Is this a... Are we back to Ezreal Karma? Okay, it's solo lane Karma. I don't think we're going to see a Lucian Karma lane. Probably Nami third pick here. Maokai priority still enormous. Caitlyn Milio for the maximum range. Do you think Xayah sucks is a blind, especially in 1-2-3? Why, Hiva? I'm curious what your logic is there. I don't know why you're saying that. So, Nami, solo lane Karma. This is the Malignance Karma with the Karma that was buffed. Dipping into Scout's champion pool. I wish it would stop doing that when it buffers. It like turns it back to max volume when it buffers, guys. I'm sorry. You can play any long range comp, even Ezreal into it. You can mute the tab on the browser. I could, but I also do want to hear the game sounds. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Maybe use Windows Volume Mixer for the browser and leave it on full. Yeah, but that's too hard. You think I want you to have a good viewing experience? Jinx, Aphelios, Varus, Ashe all do extremely well versus Ashe in lane. I assume you mean do well versus Xayah in lane. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Is Sheer not eligible to play in the LPL? I thought I saw there was some scandal regarding his age. Caitlyn is back. Caitlyn Milio has been back. It's just been back in the LPL. And Corki is still going to be huge here. I respect the I respect the Kindred ban versus Jun, because they're obviously saving jungle here for R5 for some shenanigans potentially. Finally, I get to see a mid lane. I finally get to see a mid lane Karma. I haven't actually seen this mid yet. I've only seen it top lane and support. That's fun for me. All right. So, lots of kiting possibilities here. Lots of kiting possibilities. I really like the combination of Karma and Lucian. Like, you have shields, you have speed up, and the important thing about Lucian is that he gets upfront damage and poke damage down, right? He has to play very far up. So this is a good combination that will allow him the mobility and kind of protection in order to do that. And Elk has been really great. You know, Elk has been really great so far this split. BLG comp, does it lack damage? Well, a little bit, but I think you make up for that by poking people off of objectives before you can even make any kinds of plays. And they certainly have ways to be aggressive in the early game. Like, Corki should not have a good time against this buffed version of Karma in lane. Like, Corki should be sad. I think scaling-wise, obviously the poke in the late game is going to be absolutely enormous from LNG, but you have to get there. You actually have to get there. And LNG's, you know, LNG has not been converting off of early game leads, and their late game macro has not been great. Good night, Eva. Thanks for all your insight. That was fun having you here.
其实我有考虑过这把有没有机会选男枪，但是看了一下左边的阵容，手太长了，
打太新。
对，男枪是完全打不到左边这个阵容的。
But BLG doesn't want a team fight, guys. They don't want a team fight. They just want to isolate a target and burst it with illusion, which they can do because Cassante isolates targets. You can bubble people. You have mobility to catch people if they're out of position. Basically, you can collapse on one flank with Karma. You can kick people in to isolate them. But yeah, in a late game front to back team fighting scenario, I think BLG will have issues. But BLG has been really decisive, and one of the things that has been great about them is that they probably have been the best team in the LPL at converting early bot lane aggression into huge jungle control and snowballing wins. They're very good at playing through bot. Very good. So, you know, you may not like this composition when certain other teams play it, but if BLG's playing it, like, holy shit, do they roll through bot lane most of the time.
LNG 如果下半区能一直推线的话，就要看微微能不能有机会在前面多控2条小龙了。
就两边下路都很强势的情况下，也可以看一下，微微第一轮刷野有没有可能在2、3级的时候直接去照顾一波下路？因为毕竟现在来看的话，两边下路线权都很重要，谁拿到的话，谁就可以控到前面的小龙，
是
拿到小龙就有节奏。
好，感谢现场的观众朋友们。这把就是看 BLG 的下路双人组如何度过这个前期的对线啊，因为前几级的对线是最难打的。就卢娜要打女警加米溜的话，不出意外是要换中了以后，大家都有一件装备开始才优势。
是扫描出门，也是抓到了 Scout 在中路放的一个视野。
其实这版本很多的女警，我发现会出那种穿甲流，先出个幽梦。但这把对他来说还是罗兰切先拉扯。
有一些求变，但是 LNG 放在河道的视野已经发现 BLG 双人组的动向，Net 这边也就直接回中路了。两边打野都是上半区开局，就上路这把应该还是前期没有人太过于会照顾的一个状态。
这米溜一级是点了 W， 而且这个 W 持续时间内没有能点得到人，这样米溜前期 WCD 是非常长的。
BLG 下路打得很强势，
主要他能回的呀。需要刷下来。大树也是开下来的，其实两边打野应该也都知道对方会往下半区刷，因为这把前期下半区的对线是重中之重。
毛僧也是一直以来 LPL 都非常喜欢用的一个英雄啊。从一开始到现在，基本上每年都有他，而且马上。
All right, both junglers going top to bottom side.
现在已经上线客户端了，反正我已经买了。
天龙之子的盲僧。
Yeah, abusing the cozy campfire cooldown with range in order to make this more of an oppressive lane, particularly early on for Gala, in favor of Gala and Mark. Actually, this lane is actually so annoying. I'm surprised to see lower priorities, generally speaking, though, on Corki and most other like non-LCK regions.
直接意向前稍微换一下血，但是米溜盾以及嘎啦自己带的这个屏障，挡掉了很多输出。
但这样频繁的换血也是给到一个信息，就是打野要刷下来了。
两边应该都心知肚明。
对。
因为两边上单的眼都没去放，就大概从这个对局 BP 结束之后，他们也在知道了前面自己。
Full clears on both sides.
这里微微得来丢个 E， 然后在下半区稍微反蹲一下，保着自己的双人路，把这个线送过去。
但是 勋这里选择了直接去打一个下河系。如果他这个时候直接摸去上面，应该是有机会先 gank 一波中再去控双河系的。看一下他自己的选择，先溜了，不浪费时间，回家补波装备。
踩夹子了，这个夹
子
踩的有点伤啊。
是的，主要是刚放下来的夹，先溜了，不的，看一下他自己的选择。
知道大树在下，觉得也没啥机会，
先溜了，不浪费时间，回家补波装备。
踩夹子了，这个夹子踩的有点伤啊。
是的。
也没啥机会，
先溜了，不浪费时间，回家补波装备。
Wow, Elk just gets caught by a trap and headshot. Okay.
是的，主要是刚放下来的夹子。
下一波线来了，这样
Biscuits have to be used. Nami has no mana.
急忙出去把血先换起来再说，把旮旯的血量点低了以后，这样防止对面过来应援。
我觉得没问题，压一波自己的血量，给自己争取一波打薄冰线的机会。而且盲僧出门也是直接在往下路赶的，这波微微如果要动手的话，他可能会比较危险。
盲僧已经到了，拍过来以后还插一下，旮旯拿到1血以后，但微微是没有闪现的。
Jun back just in the nick of time off his recall.
打薄冰线的机会，而且盲僧出门也是直接在往下路赶的，这波微微如果要动手的话，他可能会比较危险。
盲僧已经到了，拍过来以后还插一下，旮旯拿到1血以后，但微微是没有闪。
这波微微如果要动手的话，他可能会比较。
Why is Weiwei pulling aggro here instead of Mark? Mark still has flash up. That should have actually been, I think, quite survivable. Like, Mark needs to pull aggro by autoing on here. Not letting Weiwei tank it with W. Because Mark can just flash out, and if Jun is on the recall, maybe they thought Jun was doing double scuttle. But if there's a recall there, you know, even if there's not, there's actually a possibility that On would have been able to get that. Maybe not with such small amounts of mana. But Mark needs to pick up the turret aggro.
LNG 还是赚的，毕竟他们这边吃人头的是女警，并且也是像你说的一样 ，Elk 一波线没吃到。
In my opinion.
还是微微这手比较果断。
就这种时候不能犹豫，再犹豫一会儿，盲僧到了就没那么好越了。
来中路，Scout 现在还没有回过家，蓝量不是很多了，卡玛直接闪现，想去留 Q 到了伤害。
Super nice. Super nice.
很多了，卡玛直接闪。
犹豫一会儿，盲僧到了就没那么好越了。
来中路，Scout 现在还没有回过家，蓝量。
You're like, Scout doesn't have mana for W.
想去留 Q 到了伤害应该。
All in him. Don't even have to use flash on Lee Sin. Trade flash for flash. Clean. Clean read. No mana for W. Mark is trolling. Literally has heal. Uses heal. Doesn't tank turret. Doesn't auto on. Lets Weiwei tank damage. And they trade 1 for 1.
上一波的阵亡 Elk 并没有交到自己的闪现啊。其实，在线上来说的话，他们2v2还是有些机会的。再看一下这个潮虫前期有没有人去碰一下，因为兵士已经把线给送到了剑魔的塔下。哎，炮中了。
算炮中了，但卢仙的一套已经打完了。
而且被盾抵了个7-7-8-8。
潮虫如果是 BLG 来说的话，他们没有太多控的必要。虽然上路有限，但他们重要的还是小龙以及节奏。
又炮到了，这样屏障也得交啊。那下路的血量已经非常不健康了。
这2炮还挺准的。
Now that we're getting up in levels.
尝视野就是在正面。
Trade's now going to be more aggressive for the Lucian Nami lane. Nice pullback on the W, straight into Bubble, and Jun is there. Jun has been playing beautifully around the bot side of the map, guys. Gets his Q blocked by a minion. That's sad. Could have maybe been another one had the minion wave not been there.
感觉勋这个盲僧确实这把有点关键。第一波的时候 ，Elk 其实也是在那个位置勾引，当时大树有闪现，所以赶在了盲僧来之前。但是他这一波没有闪现了，所以成功。
Jun might be my native LBL native jungler goat at the moment. He's a very fun player to watch. This is super well played by the bot side, though. You'll notice also that they have this mid lane prio. Like, Karma is literally chasing Corki around, so he can't actually join this play. No, they get some good upfront damage. Lucian dash carries Wei Wei's W over on already there. Look at the fast reflexes on that bubble. Jun W's to ward. Gets knocked back, but Q hops in as soon as he can after the knockback animation is complete. Gets Tempest cripple down. Still has flash because he didn't have to use it in mid lane to get that gank, and is unluckily Q blocked by a minion. Otherwise, that might have been another kill. I guess Gala still had flash, so probably not, but you never know. Jun ran this entire game. Yeah, dude, he has been crazy oppressive in some of these games. Like, if he is allowed to skirmish around bot side, he just takes over. He gets in the enemy jungle. He fucks him up. Like, he's doing great. And you have to avoid these all-ins if you're LNG's bot lane. Like, the poke trading is great for you, like we just saw, but you shouldn't actually be trying to skirmish while they're at close to full HP, I think. Nice bubble. Yeah, this is why people are playing the Milio Caitlyn lanes. They have to be careful though on his 6. Yeah, On's Nami has been really good. Okay, Maokai 6. Really good opportunity for a Maokai ult here. They have to split, though, to make sure that they're not actually going to get caught by Tidal Wave. They're waiting for it. They don't see Shun yet. Okay, see Shun now. Gets out using Phase Rush. Nothing really used. Knight just casually dominating this Corki in the mid lane. Pretty sure the Aphelios Milio combo is only for 14-1 before his lethality was nerfed. Yeah, that makes sense. Luckily, there's still lots of, you know, acceptably good Milio lanes. Lucian Milio, Caitlyn Milio. I think you may be right, Archie. I'm actually surprised Scout has been able to keep up in CS this well. Cog Brom lane was, you mean Cog Milio lane? Cog Milio lane was played in LCK. Or are you talking about G2 Cog Brom? The Cog Milio is pretty brutal. The Cog Milio is pretty brutal. G2 Cog Brom. Cog Milio playing around like W and Campfire cooldown is hilarious. D+ did that. Now, did Aiming throw the game by walking his Kog'Maw into bot turret and giving up Baron? Yes, he did, but it doesn't mean it wasn't good for a while. Plus, I have a feeling, I mean, I haven't seen it, but I have a feeling that AP Cog with Malignance is probably pretty fucking good right now, guys. That would be a lot of mana for Cog ult spam. What if I told you that now there was a team-wide blue buff in the game of League of Legends? What if I told you that now everybody gets blue? Does Malig proc on Coggy? No, it procs on Cog R. It's just worse Corki. Yeah, until Corki gets nerfed. 2,800 gold Seraphs after next patch. Yeah, exactly. Tier Seraphine Malignance. Kog'Maw. Let's go. Oh, we got so far without it buffering, guys, and now here we are again. Now you just get loud Chinese in your ear for a quarter second before I can turn it down. But Cog doesn't use the ability haste on R. That's fine. That doesn't matter. that doesn't matter. That does not matter. I give it a second to buffer. I do love the VOD quality on Huya though. That's a big win. Getting a Drake is probably pretty huge if LNG can actually manage it at this point in the game, because it delays a win condition of BLG to stack up to Soul. The lack of Drake timers makes me question everything. Yeah, now also live cooldowns are not accurate. All right, we're really going all in on this. They're going to do a Corki package dive out of the mid lane with a Maokai ultimate. They're going all in. Here we go. Oh no. Oh, Jun. Oh, he fucked him up so badly. Holy shit. Legend? Look at this. They see the engage coming in. Scout TP's in. Try and zone him out with the package. On flashes under turret. Jun instantly flashes on top of him. Kicks him under tower. While Elk is a full channel culling into him. Nobody actually gets hit by the package, guys, because they all split. And Wei Wei dies again. That's so well played by BLG. So the problem, though, guys, is that if you are trying to play for the late game and you are LNG, right? Because when we're talking about these two champions kind of coming online and you having a really like solid front line in the Maokai and really good peel, because this team's comps damage is going to fall off over time and is honestly predicated on being in skirmishes where you could maximize Lucian single target damage. You can't die like that, right? This is now a total disaster. They have a gold lead. They're going to have a 2 Drake lead with like a 25-minute soul by the time the Drake is done. And you're just praying. You're just praying. But it was really well played by Jun and On there. Did Wei Wei knock Nami out of the Corki package? It looked like it, but I'm not sure that would have actually killed Nami anyway. No, that actually hit Nami. Like, you don't get knocked back that far from Maokai Q.
想法很好啊，就知道对方
It looked like a combination of the Maokai Q plus the knockback from the knockout of the Corki package. So it looked like Nami got hit by both.
在蹲自己，所以选择率先出击，看能不能打个人数。
Yeah, the Corki package was definitely not great there either.
很及时，而且奈的是做了一个包后的位置。
而且 Gala 这里太伤了呀，往前拉了一步，没有拉开防御塔的范围。
Still, though, credit to Jun for reading that play and instantly
自己的，但是
reacting.
留人能力比较强，他们的思路也很清晰。等你留住了之后，就先往后追呗，反正这个是必杀的。
而且这段时间其实 LNG 最大的伤害仰仗就是这个瓦尔。
Did let it did look like Nami was knocked back by both knockbacks though, hence the distance.
没成型，
还是有一点
So I think she was hit by the Corki package.
之前刚刚用过，
But you know, we can criticize the Corki package or whatever, but it's just not worth making that play. It's just not worth making that play. Because if you go back and you think about the conditions here, like, you can threaten potentially if you can find the right angle onto the Drake, right?
然后奈特来
But realistically, you commit a TP and Corki package to this play, but you can actually just zone them out. Like, you do not have to all in. Remember that the Drake is not being done right now. It's not being done. So you can actually just play for the turret, and you do not have to dive.
选择率
You
先
don't.
出击，看能不能打个人数差。
And you are trying to scale into the late game. So any kind of early game disaster here, where your Corki's never going to come online and you can't provide sufficient poke, and your front line can't get tanky enough, is super bad.
克本来是想要卖自己的，但是还是卡玛留人能力比较强。
Like, I think you just chill out, and maybe you can get this turret, push the lane up, and then double back onto the Drake and see if you can get it.
仰仗就是这个瓦尔基里俯冲，没有这个炸药包以后，你会发现这段时间的 LNG 双 C 打不出太多的伤害，主要装备没成型。
还是有一点强行了。
Caitlyn was not a part of that dive. Yeah, but I just think it's not even worth the risk. You don't know where the Lee Sin is. If you overextend, the Karma will be able to react.
爪着娜美还没 all in 掉，
是的。那现在下路这个塔，虽然 LNG 可以是直接
Like, take the advantages you can get.
但现在
Because the other thing about running these Caitlyn compositions is, you know, similarly to Caitlyn Lux, you want to quickly take out towers and then rotate into mid. And the way you hang on into the late game is by taking turret gold, providing pressure, and then you can fight on like third, fourth Drake, right? Because you will have map pressure, because your tier ones should still be up. The way you play Caitlyn comps. Like, if you want a good example, go watch what T1 did last week with Caitlyn Lux. It was disgusting. Pressure, 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 bot side, cover bot side with jungler, get the plates down, get the turret down, rotate Caitlyn mid. Get the turret down, rotate Caitlyn top. You know, play for Herald. Let them have Drake number 2, and then once they don't have any tier 1s, that's when you can push forward, get deep wards, and then contest for Drakes. And especially once you have better itemization.
到上单的心理博弈环节，咱俩都是同一个战绩，同样的补刀，但心境已经完全不一样了。
对，
You know, diving with a one-item Corki with Caitlyn is just not it.
LNG 只能拖了呀。
还是要等飞机发育。
而且这个局面得等到飞机3件套了。因为前期劣势比较大的情况下的话，飞机这英雄2件套发力感就没那么强。
而且现在
Get gold through objective control, through turret control.
起先推塔节奏的，但现在卢娜
Now you have to play from behind in gold lead, behind in Drake's
下路塔也通过对线期
24-minute soul. Feels real
还
bad.
是做的很成功的。
是的。
Lucian is fed. Lucian is the, you know, Lucian and Lee Sin, super fed.
是差距有点大的，在这个时间段。现在这个资源对于 BLG 来说，想控就能控啊，因为目前的 LNG 并没有正面接战的能力。
中路现在是稳稳的线权，而且上路的飞机现在也不太敢去离开防御塔太远，因为毕竟河道的视野已经被 BLG 占住了。
是的。
现在来到转线期的时候，大部分战队都会选择去抓中路，因为抓上的收益并不高。 所以现在 Scout 自己要多加小心。但目前为止的经济面板对于 BLG 来说是形势非常好，
大幅度领先，
是一个非常经典的红绿灯。
而这段时间的卡尔玛的清线速度太快了，然后打架又厉害，
真的很夸张。我前面就是玩大乱斗碰到一把这个东西，那个伤害过来直接把人
跟没 CD 一样，如果打团，真的感觉跟没 CD 一样。就一波团能打3、4个 RQ 出来。
Now you lost Herald. Now you lost top tier 1.
技术还是非常过关的，给自己点个赞。
Now you're gonna lose mid tier 1. Nothing you can do about it with the Herald lost.
可以。毕竟现在
It's going off the rails on a crazy train.
也是得到了保障的。再来一头。哇，这样的话一路平推啊，紫卡绕后了，蓝头再落一个 GP， 大手大招第一时间捆的还行，给了个很厚的。
They literally got 3 turrets. Now they're TPing in. Why are we TPing in?
这个团是真的有点难打，现在 LNG 太缺伤害了。
而且 LNG 这一波他们就是提前把剑魔叫过来，让飞机 TP， 就是准备先来一波多打。
Maokai ult is great engage, man. Maokai ult directly into Corki package is pretty fucking strong. And Aatrox flank, it's very strong engage. But they're super far behind, and they're just not. Their items just are not going to be online for a little bit. I mean, Muramana Malignance is now done for Scout, but he's very far away from getting Eclipse.
这段时间对 LNG 来说能做的只有一件事，就是拖自觉。
但有点不太好拖了，主要中路2塔一掉。空间又被压缩，
而且视野很难做。
辅助还是一个米溜，但还好有个大树吧。如果他们俩绑在一起，还是可以稍微做点视野，但是这个小龙还是看不了的。
好在大树它
Zika actually just freezing now. They've given up on next Drake, guys.
但现在小龙去不了呀。
去不了呀。
They've completely given up on next Drake.
感觉去了也很难打得过。
主要现在伤害不在一个量级上了，BLG 这几个 C 位都是2件套在手上。
是，哎呦，又抓到大树了，大树
没闪现的，微微。
W 捆。
God, this Lee Sin is so huge. I feel so bad for Weiwei. He just gets styled on 1v1. Ugh.
我技能还是蛮帅的，但是没用。现在被虚粘上很难走，没有闪现的话。
哎呦 ，Mark， 这位置得交技能，但 Q 的比较精准啊，后续还能追吗？给自己个治疗术。提到嘎啦了，嘎啦一交。 过了，能量够了，过来摸2下，闪现过来，硬灌嘎了，麦克给个大招，在 Echo 的旁边点，直接拿下这个人头，躲炸弹，还差1发，下档拿。
All right, well, that was a little bit of an overextension. Okay, oh God, why are we doing this? 1,000 kills for Corki, please? Oh my God. Why? This is some happy gaming, guys. This is some happy gaming. No worries, just get full control, counter jungle a little bit. Elk goes forward. These are the trade patterns that we're talking about. When Lucian can walk up, okay, Mark is low. They see Gala. Gala nets over the wall. Why are we following Q2? Why are we flashing after Gala? Who gives a shit about Gala? This is your win condition. Go get Cloud Soul. Go get it. Do you know how good fucking Cloud Soul is with Nami ult, Culling, Karma, I mean, fucking Cassante? Super good. Why are we double flashing over a wall to kill Gala and Mark, straight into a Corki who chunks you out with Malignance and a bunch of fucking Foss Bomb and rocket damage? Okay, let's just give him a shutdown. That's fun. That's super fun. You know what? That's not enough. Let's give him a double kill. Yep, that's cool. You know who else has shutdown gold? It's Jun. Maybe Jun should press Q and then Q in for Q2 with 300 HP. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Scott 先输出，哎，
Except you know what?
但是
He doesn't actually hit Aatrox, who's lower in HP. His Q is actually on Gala. His Q is actually on Gala, guys. There's no chance he kills Gala. So he just gets deleted. I think he thought his Q was on Zika.
打了剑魔，
哎呦，新这波兄弟们齐心协力救他，但是他想击过来操作一下。
其实主要还是有一点太激进了，因为从我们的视角来看
That is a
的话
stupid int.
他毕竟是有双招在，没必要这样硬追。
So instead, he gave a 700 gold shutdown to Aatrox. I mean, to be fair, the other, even if he kills Aatrox, he then gives a 700 gold shutdown to Gala. So it's not great either way. But maybe he could have traded back. I mean, that's dangerous, guys. 3-item Corki is fucking scary.
他这波大招几乎没空过，全中了。
而且还是带先攻的，这波装备应该也会有一个不错的提升。
只要剑魔一下活过来了，剑魔本身是一个亵渎九头蛇加巨齿短臂的，刚才那波团。
就本身跟魁桑提两个人还是兄弟呢。
啊，现在一下拉开距离。
对，到现在两个人就已经不太对等了。
Hilariously, they still get the Drake at the end of that.
风龙魂啊，风龙魂，其实对于右边阵容来说还不错。
But super cocky. Obviously, they know how far ahead they are.
这种英雄来说的话，挺舒服的。
右边的阵容
However, they're not. I mean, they should be a little scared because they just got the objective bounties are falling off soon message, which means they're not as far ahead as they think they are. And they're playing into a worse scaling or a better scaling composition.
连技能可能都很难有机会交。
对，而且也正好就是巧了。
This is so unbelievably bad, guys.
不然他这个位置也很难走。
然后血
The double flash just really does it for me.
果断，就剑魔踢了，这下面塔都不守了，他正面直接去压个人的位置。
BLG 还是有点太想操作了。然后这里紫卡的大背马上要结束了。
Lee could win if no, he can't. Lee cannot win that against Gala and a full health Corki, even if he does manage to hit that Q, manage to land the Q onto Zika. He does not. I don't think he wins that.
拿一条小龙之后，现在毕竟场面上 BLG 还是领先了比较多。 但现在他们可能要想办法去稍微针对一下剑魔了，因为上波的时候 TP 闪现也是全交。
而且这把因为风龙魂的影响，导致这个局势 LNG 是很有机会拖住的。哦呦，这一套太疼了！马赶紧帮忙挡挡墙，开个大招抬下血量。阿斌也帮忙挡下大叔的大招，但是旁边 Scott 一直在给 Poke 压力 ，Poke 非常准。
The Corki rocket damage is real, dude. All of a sudden, this is super scary.
现在对 LNG 来说，只要不给到 BLG 大龙的机会
Half the gold lead is on Lee Sin. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Lee Sin. It doesn't matter how much gold Lee Sin has once we get to 2 or 3 items. That's why this is scary.
因为他们不能再继续拖发育了。
奈特的 Poke 也很疼，开始抓龙了。慢慢把大家的血量都给抬回来了。这样的话 ，LNG 得摸黑过河，整个龙区是没有任何视野的，要怎么进去？微微也没有大招。
探招到了，还有半血。
And now they're gonna do a Baron into a bunch of poke. I mean, their lucky scout has no rockets. He's got a big one though. Let's watch this. Kablamo. Yeah, they just can't do it. They're gonna get poked to death.
对 LNG 来说，这波已经赚了。
Oh dear lord.
就他现在只要不让 BLG 轻松的把大
The Corki was not on top of the KD Aatrox. Yes, he was. He was right next to the play.
对，现在 LNG 需要做的只
He was right next to it.
因为再等一会儿的话，自己的 C 位第3件就要摸出来了。飞机的 poke BLG 就有点开始挡不住。
He was like right
而且再加上
here.
这把是一个风龙魂，他们其实龙魂那波甚至都可以不用去争。
是，就龙魂给的压力确实太小了。
He was just to the right of the brush.
但目前的话 ，Elk 和 On 的站中还是会给到 LNG 很大的压力啊。因为现在对 LNG 来说的话，打野得一直在旁边保护，否则这个双人路是站不住中线的。
就他们前面很早破掉中路2座塔的优势还是在的。对于 BLG 来说，他们还是需要去找那种很不错的机会尝试。
Corki's getting close, guys. He's getting close to Eclipse.
附近做了非常多的防守眼投资。
We're getting a little bit nervous.
BLG 接下来
We're getting a little bit nervous.
不能通过边带来给予太大的压力。
没人能带。
是没有带线的英雄。
就是打正面团的，但是其实
Granted, if they get Cloud Soul, it's so good on their composition, it will be very difficult to lose. Did you say they nerfed Eclipse Malignance interaction? Of course. I mean, it should have never worked. That was an unintended. Interaction for sure.
其实前面也没有拿到特别多的人头，现在装备没有领先很多。来了，就是这波啊，过来点2枪再说，扫一套，把人给逼退。这样的血量压制的话，可以让他们去大龙附近做文章，或者说抢完中线以后去把大龙视野附近的视野给排了。是的，不过 LNG 刚刚偷时间在大龙这边做的视野其实是很多的，BLG 没有那么好的机会能排完，还是要看看正面能不能去抓到落单的人。对。
Yeah, Malignance with damage wasn't flagged as proc damage. It must have been flagged accidentally as ability damage. Which is crazy to me, but it's Rito Games, so are we surprised by anything anymore?
小龙快刷了，提前过来先做视野。现在主要中线抢住了。
Pleb question, what was the interaction? So Corky Rockets, so Eclipse triggers off of the 2 hits. And so when you shoot a Corky Rocket, the rocket counts as 1 hit, and then the Malignance pool that instantly spawns under somebody causes another hit, and that causes Eclipse to do % HP damage instantly. And it has a 6-second cooldown, so with Corky Rockets and Malignance, basically you are proccing that every 6 seconds. So it's bad. And by bad, I mean very strong. Very good. But bad for healthy gameplay. I guess we just don't care about Cloud Soul. We care about the infinite split push in the top side. Does his Gatling gun interact with that also? With what? Malignance? No, because Malignance only procs on R. Does it interact with Eclipse? Probably, but that's less relevant because he has to be close range. The problem with the Corky one is that he just sits safely procking it every 6 seconds with no counterplay. That's why it's annoying. I'm playing Renata Glask with Malignance. How shameful is this? Sounds funny.
感觉这个版本，你不管拿什么龙魂，感觉都没有说特别的稳定啊。最近看龙魂胜率基本上，
尤其是风龙。
Do you also run experimental hexplate for max R cooldown? How troll are you?
看哪边破格的更好了，现在属于中线一直是 BLG 这边占优。LNG 在野区拉扯，想慢慢把烟给扑过。
How did I know? I mean, I was just following the obvious train of logic that you were using for Renata Glask.
现在整个局势被 LNG 给拖住了，经济已经越追越小了。其实现在的经济差的话，已经不足以影响正面的团战了。
I was following your sick and twisted mind to its logical endpoint.
那现在飞机的 poke 已经让 BLG 有点招架不住了。
同时卡尔玛 poke 效果其实也挺好的。
你感觉到 BLG 真的很想去找机会开团，但是又没有先手。
他非常想凭借 Elk 的 E 上去带火炮那2枪点退一个人，然后马上去抓大龙。
但 LNG 这边也很懂，来到现在28分钟的时候，已经慢慢来到他们的节奏了。
找 Mark 推断，赶紧交闪啊！现在血量一定不能掉到一个非常危险的数值上，不然的话这个大龙就完全看不了了。
中路打残之后，赶紧转上，想去运营一下二塔。
I'm actually curious, T Pro, how low, how short can you get Renata Glask's ult with your builds? Now I'm morbidly curious, like how long is the cooldown on her ult?
时间其实在这个几分钟乃至将近10分钟的时间，两边都在这个中路线进行拉扯，狂暴拉扯。
犹豫了一会儿，这个快递先不拿了，下波再取。
Malignant Eclipse will work on COG? Yeah, of course it'll work on COG. Yes, it will. Absolutely. It's just that mixed AP AD COG builds on COG are less good than they are on Corki.
两个人在偷，其他人在掩。对 ，LNG 已经包过来了。
正面看到了飞机，但是他们来的时间太快了，所以两个人是停手了。
这段时间真的很考验两边。
Would it proc off Teemo Shrooms? Yes. Ooh, that's good. I like that. That's evil. I think it would.
交了的话 ，BLG 就要逼团了。
而且来到这个时间。
BLG entered the game slowed, and now they're in a spot where, you know, it's getting increasingly potentially winnable. Although, to be fair, the Cloud Soul is still extremely good. Look how fast this fucking Lucian is now. Look, holy moly, dude. It's so gross. You know, Cloud Soul is like the perfect soul for the kind of composition that BLG is playing because they already wanted to mega buff Lucian in the front line with Karma and with Nami. And now he's just even safer when he does upfront damage with culling. Yes, when K'Sante uses ults, he will zoom as well. Yeah, it's bad. Like, the Cloud Soul is very, very good for BLG. It's very good. Perfect example of not building AP on Kog'Maw. You saw range is better to build enchanter items. Yeah, that's an interesting take. I mean, the Medjai's doesn't have that many stacks, and Horizon Focus, you know, it's probably better just to increase your utility and ability to shield. I agree with that take. That's an interesting one. I think the logic, though, is that you're just... I think the logic is, though, that it just magnifies the poke that, you know, you can do. So it allows you to trade poke more effectively with this poke composition that LNG is running, perhaps. Yeah, they are doing quite a bit of poke damage. Try and take this during Corki package cooldown. Okay, Maokai ults. Alright, they're fighting in the choke with package. BLG not stepping up, though. Weiwei's 1 HP. He went down to get to Krugs to get some more HP. TP back in. Bubble misses. Aw, man, the buffering. So on Renata Glasgow level 11, it goes from 130 second CD to 70 CD with CDR boots. Oh, that's very nice. Almost 50% reduction in cooldown. The buffer was a cock block, guys. We got blue balled by the buffer. Great TB back in by Bin. Really nice job. That actually got them to secure it so they have enough of the front line just to block the poke on some of the lower HP members. Holy shit. Look at Jun, dude. Watch this. Immediately kicks him out. Immediately kicks him out. Kick out. That's so funny. Denied. And now the game is over. No, Jin's a monster right now, man. He's been looking great. Fun game, this one. Gecko on YouTube says, as someone who has started watching LOL last year due to liking yours and Thorin's content, this is the hardest game to learn. I regret this decision. Dude, I can't even imagine how hard LOL is to learn. I started playing this game in beta, so I've just had to learn it slowly over time. Starting from scratch with 160 champions is crazy. Yeah, actually just legit sounds like a miserable experience. All right, we go over to Baron and game ends. We can tell because it's over. So we get Baron and recall. Is there anything interesting that happens on this last push? Probably not with Elder and Baron and the speed from the Cloud Soul. What have I told you? I haven't played a single minute of League. I believe you. It's probably true of a lot of people who watch the esports side. At least people who would watch my content. But you've got good thoughts, Archie, so I appreciate that. I mean, I barely play the game. And I haven't for years. Turns out solo queue just isn't fun, but professional games are fun.